Hi, I'm Ricc Rollins, and this is Going Places. Don't you want to come along? Let's go. Hello and welcome to this edition of Going Places. I hope that your morning is amazing so far and that we contribute to the rest of your day. Here's what's coming up on today's show. I'm going to introduce you to David Banton. David is a musician extraordinaire. He's a violinist like no other. We'll talk about his music and his upcoming appearance at Jazz After Dark. In our business spotlight, I'll introduce you to Tiara Cotman-Ross, and we'll talk about her business, TLC Telecare. We'll go to the movies with Alicia Stanford to see Doctor Strange in the Multi-Universe. I'll take you inside of an immersive event that's happening at West Shore Plaza called McAngelo the Sistine Chapel. I promise you, you're not going to want to miss this. But coming up first on today's show, Daphne Oz is in the kitchen with us talking about her new cookbook, Eat Your Heart Out. And stay tuned in the show because you'll find out how to win tickets to the exhibition and win a copy of Daphne's cookbook. All of this and more coming up on this edition of Going Places, starting now. Daphne Oz is a wife and a mother of 4. Happy Mother's Day. She's a natural food chef known for her effortless recipes with a healthy twist and living life to the fullest. She's an Emmy Award-winning television host who can currently be seen as the newest judge on MasterChef Junior and on The Go-To for How To, my personal favorite, The Good Dish, seen right here on Tampa Bay's MOR, and she's the New York Times best-selling author of The Happy Cook, Relish, and The Dorm Diet. Today she joins us to talk about her latest offering, Eat Your Heart Out. I love that title, Eat Your Heart Out. All fun, no fuss food to celebrate eating clean. There are people in my life who I always hope to meet. I dream about meeting. Well, today one of those dreams is coming true because I have the Daphne Oz in the kitchen with me this morning. How are you, Daphne?
I am well, and I'm even better seeing you today. Thank you so much. So exciting.
I am too. So tell us about the new book, the new cookbook.
It's called Eat Your Heart Out, and it is all fun, no fuss food to celebrate eating clean. This is my rebellion, my answer to what I think has happened where people feel like to be healthy or even make healthier choices throughout your day, it's got to be bland and boring and flavorless and feel like work. And I really am an and not or kind of girl. I want wellness and pleasure in every bite. And so
my kind of girl.
Right. I know, because it should. I didn't understand why food that nourishes me had to feel less exciting or celebratory than food that I indulge with. So I really wanted to marry them both. And I came up with this reset that's a 5-day on, 2-day off reset plan with 150 recipes free from gluten, free from refined sugar that I've used for months on end after I give birth, and sometimes just for a week or two if I've had a lot of stress or a lot of celebrating when I feel like I've started to develop dependencies. This book is 150 recipes free from gluten and refined sugar because gluten and refined sugar are the things that I get most easily addicted to. They're delicious, they're readily available. And so when I want to get back to center and rebalance, I just do this 5 days on and then I take the weekend off. And that's a really critical piece of the plan here because it's a way to make it functional. Your brain has to be on board. You have to feel like you're getting more than you're giving up. So I want you to go out to dinner and have dessert and enjoy your life and make those special memories and still fit in your jeans and feel good in your skin.
You are my girl. I can't wait to get Tina. Tell Tina I still need my book anyway.
Yes,
but know this, that I think that you are the answer to a lot of folks' prayers, because when you in this world of, well, you can't do this and you can't do that, you show us how to find wellness and, as you said, pleasure in eating, because I love to eat. I've lost about 20 pounds now, thank you, Jesus. But have to fight to do it because I've got to be very careful and mindful about what I'm eating. And I can't, like I said, I can't wait to try the recipes. I can't wait to write in and say, Daphne, it's working for me. That's all I want. I just want to live healthy. I'm a heart survivor. I've had 2 heart attacks. And so, I may not look my age, but 60 is knocking.
You are not 60 years old. Yeah, I'm not even close to it. That's ridiculous.
Well, I will be 60. I'll be 60 in September. And so this book, I think, is really an answer to prayer. And I'm being very honest and sincere. This is no, talk show boo. I almost said a word. I'm sorry. But I really do believe that. And so I see you have something before us. I know we don't have a whole lot of time because you and I talked beforehand. so
That was so much fun. But thank you. And I'm so grateful that you would say that. And I really do hope that you'll let me know what you're cooking from the book and what is feeling exactly as you said. Like, it doesn't have to be work. This should be pleasurable. This should be fun. This
Yes.
has to be delicious, or I'm not eating it. And I still, funnily, it's much more about food confidence, knowing how to feed yourself and feel good. And I think once you have that, the weight loss happens, or even just the vitality, the energy that so many of us crave. I have before us Mama's sheet pan chicken. It is barbecue chicken. It is so delicious and it's so easy. And this is something that I think another, piece of this puzzle is we don't want to have to carve out 3 hours to make dinner at night. This is a gorgeous sheet pan meal you're going to get done with very little active cooking time. I make a barbecue sauce that is very simple. And that's something with the book, inspiring that food confidence, giving you recipes. You can riff on, you can change, adjust, and make your own. But before you do that, you really want to nail the fundamentals so that you feel good when you're making it. This is tomato puree. I add in my barbecue spices. I've got some sweet paprika, some chili powder, garlic and onion powder, and I like some chili flakes. So I threw that in too. I also love like a Carolina style barbecue with the acid from the vinegar and mustard. I need that going on in my sauce. So I have some apple cider vinegar and some mustard. And then this is the clincher. This is date syrup. This is one of the only ingredients in the book you might not already be buying, but you're going to want to after you get the book.
Really? Okay.
It tastes like molasses without any of the bitterness. It is a pureed date, not refined, so it's not going to spike your blood sugar the way refined sugar might. Cook that down 10 minutes. You get this gorgeous sticky barbecue sauce. Now, here's one trick. If you are a sheet pan dinner maven and you like this, one thing you might not be doing that's going to up your ante is put your tray into the oven to heat while the oven heats up. Get it scorching hot, brush it with a little olive oil, and then when you put your chicken down, it's going to immediately start to sizzle, form this gorgeous golden brown crust. This goes in the oven 40 minutes. You're going to flip it halfway through, give it some more barbecue sauce, and go under the broiler the final 2 minutes, and you get sticky golden brown barbecue crusting that we love.
That's going to be the first thing that I try, because I'm sitting here, I'm starting to salivate because I'm like, wait a minute, because I love barbecue chicken. Yes. And I can have this without feeling guilty. That's the wonderful part about it. Oh my God. Where did the time go? Daphne, I want to thank you for joining us today. I love everything that you do. Please tell my sister friends at the Good Dish, I almost said the Good Dish, that I love them so much. You guys are, as I said, the bright spot to my morning, and I appreciate everything that you do. Can't wait to get the book. Can't wait to live better, eat better, and enjoy life. One dish at a time, one good dish at a time.
You're my man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us. I appreciate you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Take care now.
Bye. Thank you again.
We are excited because this season we are spotlighting small businesses on the grow. And the only way they grow is if you know about them. And so that's why we're doing our small business spotlights. If you have a business that you think that we should spotlight, you can write to me at Ricc, R-I-C-C, Rollins, R-O-L-L-I-N-S, media@gmail.com. So this is a business that I believe in because, full disclosure, Tiara's my cousin. But I've watched her blossom and grow into this entrepreneur because she took a childhood passion and a vocation and she brought them to fruition, and it came through in the pandemic. How many of us realize what we really could do in the pandemic? And Tiara's no different. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Going Places, cousin.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's talk about what TLC Telecare is really about and how you came up with the idea.
Okay, so TLC Telecare, pre-pandemic, I was working in a community-based clinic.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, I started getting the same patients wanting to only see me. And it got to a point where my schedule was so booked and busy that it was taking them 2 weeks to 3 weeks to actually get an appointment with me.
And that's
so what I like about the virtual side of it is you can be on your lunch break at work. You know, you don't have to leave work. It's very convenient, still efficient. It's just convenient. It's just convenient.
And so what services do you provide to your clientele or your patients?
So again, I am a nurse practitioner. So anybody that I see, it's just for acute care, just for acute care needs. Acute care are things that can last from 10 to 14 days, not chronic care management. I'm not a primary care provider. It's just for basic things like ear infection, throat infection, bladder infection, little things like that. And most of the patients that I see, they have these illnesses recurring. So they know what their symptoms are. So I'm treating based off of symptoms. It's a virtual thing. So I'm treating based off of symptoms. I get vitals via telehealth. So it's very convenient.
How do you do that?
So most patients, they have their own blood pressure cuffs and things like that at home. So I just have them take it while we're on the phone.
Okay. So this was birthed out of the pandemic, you said, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So was it because, and like you said, we've all had some type of teledoc experience or tele experience. And so I think that your customer, and not your customer, I'm so used to saying customers from the retail side of mine, but your patients found that this was an easier way to make sure that they were seen. So what are you seeing that, I guess what I want to ask you is, what's the most fulfilling part about this at this point?
So during the pandemic, a lot of people, especially older patients, they were scared to come out. So they didn't want to be seen in the clinics for little basic things. So that's the beauty of telecare. You can be at home and you can log in and we can chat and have a conversation and you can get treated for whatever it is you're being seen for. So that's what I love about it. I'm still helping people. It's still efficient care. Convenience is a big thing for everybody.
So where do you see this going?
Man. So not only do I see patients for acute care things, I also help my VA veterans. I do disability exams.
That's important.
Yes, I do disability exams via telehealth also. So when I tell you this is my baby, I am so fulfilled from this because of the amount of people that I've already helped, whether it be the vet trying to reach 100% disability rating. I've gotten many vets there, whether it be, someone that's had a sore throat for 3 days and they had nowhere to turn, didn't know where to go to because they didn't have insurance. A lot of the issue is when patients don't have insurance, they don't know where to go. They don't know where to turn to. Urgent care is too expensive. Hospital is too expensive. So there you have me. My visits are $25. The prices has not changed. The price will not change. Okay. $25, no insurance needed.
Wow. So as a child, well, you're not a child anymore, but as the offspring of a vet, how important veteran care is. So that's important. I'm glad you're doing that because I know a lot of people who can't get in because of the backlog and things of that nature. So that's great. So now tell me about your work with the spa. Let's remind them of what you do at the Glow Spa.
So I am an independent contractor for Glow More Beauty, which is now a med spa because of me. Med spa is a term because there's medical services, long story short. So the services I provide, weight loss. There's a couple different weight loss programs. You can do medication mixed with B12 injections. We do lipo, liquid lipo injections. I do Botox, fillers, vaginal rejuvenation, IV hydration, and we have some other things in the works. So I'm telling you, I'm always moving.
So I think that, and I'm going to start asking this, and I didn't get a chance to ask this before. What's the one piece of advice that you would give someone wanting to start their own business?
Just do it. Do not doubt yourself. Information is there. And I have to shout out Vondalyn Crawford. She is a pharmacist, and she owns Health Matters Pharmacy. She is what gave me the push that I needed, because when I reconnected with her, I was not working. So I started doing COVID vaccines for her. And one day I was at the pharmacy, and there was another African-American nurse practitioner that walked in, and she lit a fire under me. And that is really what pushed me to go ahead and get my stuff in order, basically, because I was under the impression that I needed X, Y, and Z amount of money, which was not the case. There's so many options. It's endless, but I just had to shout out Vondalyn really quickly and just thank her for everything that she's done for me and inspired me to do. So
that's amazing. And it's always imperative that you find people in your tribe that have done it, are doing it, and doing it well.
Exactly.
I'm so proud of you. And and we've talked, and I know that the best is yet to come. And I thank you for providing the TLC for the community that they need. More this continues right after this. Remember, there are 4 tickets available for the Sistine Chapel exhibit, and you can win a copy of Daphne Oz's new book, Eat Your Heart Out. How? We need you to like, follow, share, subscribe, do all of the following, and you too can be a winner. Thanks for going places with us.
I'm Alicia Stanford in Hollywood. Let's go to the movies. The first blockbuster of the season is here. It's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Every night, I dream the same dream. And then, the nightmare begins.
Benedict Cumberbatch is back in action and trying to save the world, or rather several worlds, in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Stephen Strange, in trying to preserve his own planet, has fractured the barriers between his world and others like it in this sci-fi adventure.
You opened the doorway between universes, and we don't know who or what will walk through it.
To fix it, Strange relies on his old ally Wong and a new ally, Wanda Maximoff, to try to make things right.
I need your help.
With what?
What do you know about the multiverse?
There's a new sidekick in the battle of good versus evil, Xochitl Gomez as America Chavez. The Good Doctor has to combat many enemies, including himself, in this mind-bending voyage across time and space. At 2 hours and 6 minutes, Marvel fans will get all the action they desire and then some. And we may finally be able to answer this quandary.
You break the rules, become a hero. I do it, I become the enemy. It doesn't seem fair.
The folks at Marvel don't want me telling you too much about it so as not to spoil any secrets. Stay safe and healthy. In Hollywood, I'm Alicia Stanford, and that's what's going on at the movies.
Well, after you go to the movies, then I would suggest that you go see this new immersive event at West Shore Plaza. It's called Michelangelo's The Sistine Chapel. Take a look. For 2 years, we've been on lockdown, and we only dreamed of traveling abroad. Places like Italy, seeing sights like the Sistine Chapel. Well, now Italy comes to us and brings the Sistine Chapel as its companion. And boy, are we glad that it did. in an exhibit that showcases the awe and wonder of arguably one of mankind's greatest artistic achievements. This immersive event allows its visitors an experience like never before, an up-close, life-size, and in-your-face perspective of art at its
It's
best.
a great opportunity to see all the paintings of Michelangelo without taking a plane and going to Italy.
That was
then at the same time learning about this amazing artist from the Renaissance.
So I had the experience to go to the Sixtine Chapel and seeing these paintings in real life. It's not the same because you see them from far away. So here you see them close to you. You hear their story. Over there you're like rushed in a room and you don't. So it's like it brings back all the memories when I went to Italy and I went to the Sixtine Chapel, and it's so amazing to see them so close.
The idea here is to kind of let guests take their own time, look at the art one by one, look at the frescoes one by one, and kind of appreciate the story behind the chapel, instead of just being like, oh, I'm just in the moment.
brought to life using a special printing technique. This emulates the look and the feel of the original painting. Visitors are given a chance to engage with the artwork in ways that never before was possible, seeing every detail, every brushstroke, every color, and feeling the emotion of the artist's 34 frescoes. The exhibition, presented by Sea Global Entertainment, runs now through June 26th. It's open every Wednesday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. For more information, click on the QR code on your screen. Hello and welcome back to this edition of Goin Places. David Batten is a musician like no other. I love the way he plays the violin. It is magical. Here's an interview that I did with him talking about his appearance tonight at Jazz After Dark. Take a look. When one thinks of the violin, you think of classical music. Well, this guy is classical in his own right because he brings a class a master class, if you will, to anyone who has ever thought that the violin was old and stodgy and that it was only orchestral. I promise you that if you ever hear David Batten play, you'll understand this, that he brings soul every single time. Welcome, David, to Goin Places. We're glad you're here.
Hello, Rick. Thank you for having me.
So I can only imagine that you have been playing all of your life, some of your life. How long have you been playing, sir?
Not that long. Not that long, Rick. It's been probably about 20 years.
Okay. Okay. So how did you get started playing the violin?
Well, it's funny you should ask, Rick, because it's kind of an interesting story. So when I was a little kid, I would confuse the words violin. I was kind of a dumb kid. I would confuse the words violin and video game.
Mm-hmm.
So I would beg my parents for a violin, thinking I was asking for video games. So of course they got very excited. Oh my God, my baby boy is asking for a violin. You know, not what I wanted. I was expecting a PlayStation, but then my mom shows up with a violin, and I'm like, well, what the heck is this? And she's like, well, this is what you asked for. And I said, no, I didn't. And she said, yes, you did. And I spent money on it, so now you're gonna learn how to play it. So in the beginning, it was a lot of kicking and screaming and not wanting to do it. But eventually I got into it, started playing with other people,
Mm-hmm.
and I just got into it and I kept doing it.
So when did you fall in love with it?
When did I fall in love? It's probably about 11th grade. There was this Um, attractive young lady. Oh, you mean when did I fall in love with the violin? Oh.
Yes, the violin, sir.
Well, that's interesting. I think probably the moment I was able to play with other people, and when I was a kid and I was able to play with other people and have fun, and you're having that moment of just creating music. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. This is where all that practicing and all that stuff pays off.
No, it pays off. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So the reason I asked that question, David, is because you can't play like you play, my brother, and you not be in love with the instrument, because I watch how you cradle it and how you strum it, and I remember the last time I watched you play, and it was magic, sir. I'm talking magic.
What I enjoy, it's gonna sound a little bit corny, but when you start playing the right songs and you get everybody going and dancing and jumping up,
is that when it?
That's really that for me. So like whenever I'm learning or working on a new song, I'm always thinking like, how is this gonna engage the crowd? Because when you get everybody dancing and going, that's when it's fun. Now you all kind of become one in that moment, and they're enjoying the music, and you're all vibing together. And in that moment, they might not know me, but we become best friends. I don't know them, they don't know me, but we're having such a good time that we become best friends.
There is something that happens in the space, whether it's Jazz Under the Stars or where you're doing Jazz After Dark, which is the more intimate vibe on tonight. So I think that if anybody has not gotten their tickets, they need to, first of all, it is ministry. Can I say that? That's what I think it is. That's the word I've been looking for through this whole interview. There is a ministry when you play, sir, because it soothes the soul. It takes you to a space that is spiritual. And David, 1, thank you for joining us. 2, my friend, it is always a pleasure to sit in your presence, because it is magical, it is spiritual, it is an experience that everyone should have. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you, man.
You're gonna be my new agent, Ricc Rollins. I'm hiring. I like your way with words.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here. I meant every one of them. Thanks again. Now, remember, you can still win a 4-pack of tickets to the Michelangelo exhibit, and you can win a copy of Daphne Oz's cookbook. To all of our mothers, happy Mother's Day. To my mom in heaven, I hope you're watching and you're proud. We thank you for joining us. Be blessed on the journey, and we'll see you next time on Going Places. Until then, take care and be well.